Hey, what's up, guys? This is David Chase Taylor of 911truther.org. Today is October 9th, 2024. So, based on breaking news and events, it appears that CIA headquarters located beneath CERN at Lake Geneva in Switzerland is going to stage a horrific, earth changing, man made Hurricane Milton attack on Florida and the Gulf Coast and the greater south of the United States. Probably starting tonight and through the 11th, 12th, 13th. It's probably going to go up after striking Florida and make a northward turn. So, just to recap, if the long story short is that the CIA has what are called tsunami bombs, which they basically detonate explosives underwater, which creates up to 100-foot surge. Which I'll discuss in a minute. It's called Project SEAL. And then the CIA also evacuates all the people from this area so that when the storm comes in, NATO satellites with direct energy weapons can come over the top of it and flatten everything. And this is what's going to happen with this Hurricane Milton. It's going to be absolutely horrific. It's a Category 5 storm right now. They're saying it's going to be a Category 6 because they're actually seeding the minds the public for this horrific event. So really quick, if Hurricane Milton makes landfall as expected on October 10th of 2024, it will mark exactly 5 days since Hurricane Milton formed in the Gulf of Mexico. That's 2 events in 6 days. That's 26. That's that's Zionism, and that's the motivation behind this impending attack on the South. It's also coincidentally marks exactly 6 years to the day since Hurricane Michael made landfall in Florida back on October 10th of 2018. The CIA is really, really into numerology, and it's evident here. And it would also mark 2,192 days since the aforementioned Hurricane Michael struck Florida back on October 10th of 2018. So this is 2192. This is 219-2. So it's S in the middle, 19 is the letter S, and then 22 is V. That's Shiva, SV, Shiva. So that means this is the god of destruction, and this means that this Hurricane Milton is going to be, it's a weaponized weather weapon is essentially what it is. So back on January 1st of 2013, the Telegraph of London basically declassified what's called Project SEAL. This was a top secret U.S. Navy operation off the coast of New Zealand, where the U.S. Navy placed under the water, they placed a string of dynamite, and they were able to get 100-foot walls of water crashing into the shore. And you can go online and Google Project SEAL, and you will find the photos of it, black and white, but they're there. And so this is one way that they use hurricanes basically because 90% of the damage of hurricanes is by flooding. However, since I've been publishing reports about man-made hurricanes and the storm surge, the CIA has changed their MO, if you will. We saw this in Florida with, I believe it's called Fort Myers, and then we saw it in Asheville with the last Hurricane Helene in Asheville, where they flattened it. So essentially what's going to happen is the reason why they always demand, or FEMA and the local enforcement, they always demand that everybody moves out of the area is because they're going to come in either with the storm surge, or in this particular case, I believe that they're going to bring in NATO satellites with what are called direct energy weapons, and they're just going to flatten everything. And essentially what they're trying to do here is that Florida and North Carolina are voting for Trump, and they're basically trying to start a civil war in the United States in these particular regions. That's why FEMA is denying the care for the American citizens in North Carolina, is because they're trying to start a second civil war in two battleground states, which are going to be voting for Trump. So they're trying to basically, just like during the Civil War, they legalized or illegalized, banned slavery to take away the economic power of the South. In this particular case, they're using weather weapons to basically destroy large swaths of that particular area, and so they can bring in foreign troops on American soil, and they need a second front, which is going to be Florida. So this probably the Azov Battalion from Ukraine and other foreign forces are going to be coming in and starting a hot war in North Carolina, in Florida, and in Georgia. And if you think that's a far-fetched idea, just go to the theaters and you'll see a movie called Civil War. Last but not least, it's highly likely that Hurricane Milton is gonna split. It's either gonna go right towards Miami. They're gonna destroy Donald J. Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate and kill a bunch of celebrities in Miami, or it's gonna veer north and take out Atlanta. And then in the aftermath of that, with looting and riots, and then martial law will be declared. So I'm just going to state on the record, number one, the coastline of Florida is going to be altered dramatically after this man-made Hurricane Milton attack. Secondly, martial law will be declared in the aftermath of Hurricane Milton making landfall in Florida and or other states. And number three, the U.S. National Guard will be deployed, and this will give one Kamala Harris a bully pulpit prior to the election. So these things are being staged right before the election to basically, and then if there's any question as to whether who won Florida or who won North Carolina, they can do their dirty deeds with ballot stuffing and trying to skew the election. And that's the reason why they're sending these man-made hurricane weapons attacking that particular region, because they're planning on doing foul play in respect to the election. And I should also mention, aside from the coasts of Florida being forever altered, martial law being declared, the U.S. National Guard being deployed, this hurricane is going to cause an environmental disaster in the Gulf of Mexico, likely taking out oil rigs, oil pipelines, and so forth. And number five, it's virtually certain that the CIA is going to stage some sort of an outbreak of disease in this particular area, possibly smallpox, what have you. Some sort of natural disaster, some sort of biological outbreak is expected. So just to recap, Hurricane Milton is expected to make landfall on the morning of October 10th of 2024, and the numerology suggests that it is nefarious in nature, and we know already Project SEAL has already been declassified, but the satellite-based direct energy weapons have not been declassified, even though you can go on to various websites and you can find such as McDonnell Douglas, Boeing, Raytheon, these companies, Lockheed Martin in particular. If you go to their website, they have all these advanced laser weaponry, and they say it's the future of the battlefield, but it's actually happening right now. And if you want to look no further, then look at the Israeli-Hamas war. These Israeli vehicles are being outfitted with laser weapons. So this is basically the same thing, except it's on a satellite coming on top of the storm, so it's completely invisible from the human eye, never mind the mass evacuation. So, and then these would be used to kill people and to start fires and to flatten the land, if you will. So obviously, if my predictions come to fruition, I kindly ask that you download this video and share it with local, state, and federal law enforcement, military, and intelligence officials, as well as with local, national, and international media outlets. I'm praying for the people in Florida and the greater South, and hopefully this Hurricane Milton, this man-made Hurricane Milton, will begin to subside in the aftermath of this video. Peace.